talk about money on my channel, but I've noticed that it's a conversation that needs to be had. So there are certain money moves that I've made in my 20s that I think are quite important, and they were not by chance. These are milestones that I set for myself at a very younger age. So when I say younger age, I mean like early 20s, so like 20, 21, before I started working full time. So I just thought, to share a little bit of that, shed a bit of light before I jump into my 30s and the content does not seem 100% relatable, right? So I'm sharing with you as someone who's still in my 20s, in my late 20s, as to money moves that I think you should make in your 20s. Okay, money move number one, you are going to want to start early. And when I say start early, what I mean is start making money early. Don't wait for graduation. Don't wait to get qualified or to have your qualification in whatever. Start early. Start with anything. I know I started working when I was 18. I've shared this in a separate video, which I'll link to this, about my entrepreneurship journey. And I always advise for starting early because what I know for sure is that experience goes a long way. And starting early could mean you picking up waitressing job over the holidays, or you interning at a particular company. Start early because that's what gives you a competitive edge. And honestly, experience is something that no one can ever take away from you. I say that all the time because it's true. What you learn today is for you to keep. Your experiences change your perspective. Your experiences sort of aid in how you see the world. Your experiences might lead to another opportunity that you want instead, but because you don't want to start early, or because you don't want to start waitressing, or you don't want to start doing random jobs or babysitting, things like that, because you're not seeing how those are linked to your overall goal. It just shows how you are someone that approaches life with an open mind, and that is very valuable. That is something that goes a long way. And even it's character development. Again, that's something that no one can take away from you. So I advise to start early. Start making money early. Start with anything, any job. Start helping out, doing being someone's PA. Just keep your eyes open and start early, even if you're just making like a few hundreds or a few thousands, because you are working part-time somewhere, or you're waitressing a couple of days in the week, or just weekends, or however you might have it be structured. That little bit of earning is gonna teach you about money. And it's true what they say: if you don't know how to manage 1,000 rands or 10,000 rands, how are you going to be able to manage 100,000 rands or 1,000,000 rands? Your money principles are set in you at a very young age, and how you handle money, even if it's small, says a lot about your relationship with money. So that is why I advise for starting early. Even if you're just making a couple of hundreds or a couple of thousands, it is an opportunity for you to learn how to manage money. Money move number two, you are going to want to have a budget from the get-go. Now, I know for some people it might be, well, if I'm just waitressing a couple of times a week, and let's say I'm just making 2,000 rands, what's the budget for? I know I need 1,000 rands to get to work, and I have 1,000 rands, half of it to feed myself, half of it to clothe myself, or to get cute nails, or to do my hair, or like, what am I saving from? Am I not spending any of my money? Why do I need to have a budget when I know how much I'm earning and what my expenses are? Well, writing it down is a great exercise, because also when you have it on paper, you get to see in what areas are you able to start making small adjustments to help you reach your financial goals later on in life. Just that sort of practice is a great way for you to sort of see where your money is going. You need to assign your money to certain things in your life. Money shouldn't just be coming in and going out and you have no idea what you're doing with it, or you just have a vague idea of what you're doing with it. Because if you are going to be saving towards goals, which we'll talk about later, you're gonna need to know how you are currently spending your money. Even if it's just 1,000 rands or 2,000 rands or even 500, you need to know how to assign your money, because that again is a principle that you need to instill in yourself from a very young stage or a very young age. Money move number three, you are going to want to save. And I know a lot of people say, how do I even save if all I have is 2,000 rands? And like I said, I'm spending 1,000 rands to get to my waitressing job or to get to campus, and then I have 1,000 rands left. 500 is going to my food, 500 I'm clothing myself, doing my nails, blah blah blah. Yeah, somewhere there. Like, even if it's just 200 rands that you're putting aside, save, because saving again is a money principle that you need to learn. I spoke about assigning your money towards specific things in your life. So how do you do that if you have goals but you can't save towards those goals? Like, are you just gonna magically get there? No, you gotta save. No matter how small you start, even if it's just 200 rands every single month, at the end of the year you would have 2.4, and that 2.4 could be used for maybe your learners or your license. So you get to see that even a small saving like 200 rands a month makes a big difference by the end of the year if you're saving towards a particular goal. Money move number 4: do not upgrade your lifestyle too soon. I've seen so many people, someone literally starts working this month, by the end of the month they've got, like a new weave, a new handbag, and I get it, you've wanted those things for quite some time. So now that you're making a little bit of money, you feel like, okay, you can afford those things. I get it, but try not to upgrade your life too soon, because now if you're switching from doing just cornrows that maybe used to cost you 100 rands to doing a weave that's gonna cost you 400 rands, that is a cost that you're now going to have to maintain every single month. Or if you're going from just having nail polish on your nails to doing gelish, that's like a difference of spending 50 rands on nail polish to spending 400 rands on your nails. Don't upgrade your lifestyle too soon, because now those upgrades are going to be something that you become so accustomed to that they're gonna chow away from the little money that you're making every month already. And those other goals that you want to work towards and those savings that you want to have become even harder to reach, only because you've set a certain standard for yourself too soon, and therefore you feel like you have to live up to that particular standard that you've set. I honestly just advise, if you are very early in your 20s, not in a very corporate setting where you have to look prim and proper all the time, keep it simple so that your money can work for you. Don't try and keep up with the Kardashians. It's not practical. It's desirable, I get it. It might be something that you desire, to have very long nails and to have very long hair, but work on yourself, work on your goals, and work towards what you want to achieve for yourself first. And maybe, yes, at a later stage, obviously when you've been putting in the hard work and you've seen your money move from 2,000 to 4,000, then there's a little bit of that room in the budget for you to then start doing those nice things for yourself. But when your budget is still at that very, very minimal stage, don't upgrade your lifestyle too soon. Money move number 5, you're going to want to elevate. Now, I know you might have been obviously first year, second year university, picking up little random jobs here and there, holiday jobs, any industry, every industry, being all over the place, because you're trying to get experience and you're trying to make money and you're just trying to make things work. Now you might be at a stage where, okay, now you're in your third year, or you are realizing what your career aspirations are, and you want to start focusing on that and not necessarily babysitting anymore, because yes, maybe that 100 rands an hour from babysitting was nice money, but you realize that you want to assign your time differently. This is when you start to now elevate and look for other opportunities. And the fact that you've done the groundwork, the fact that there was a time where maybe you were working 2 jobs at once, there was a time where you're working weekends and holidays, your CV or your overall resume, whatever you want to call it, should be a little bit more beefed up at this point, that you're able to negotiate better for yourself. You know your value. You've acquired so many different skills. You've got, great time management. You know that you're really good with people. You know that you've got great customer service, because you were a waitress for the December period. You work really well under pressure. All those things about yourself, because you've placed yourself in situations that allowed you to harness those skills, those soft skills within yourself. So now you're at a point where you can elevate, and your value, what you bring to the table, is so much more that even when you're seeking new opportunities, the way you communicate your value is going to be different, and it's going to be believable because you finally at a point where you know what you bring to the table and it's valuable and you have experience. And everyone always wants someone with experience. So like I said, start early, get the experience that you need in any area, every area, because you never know what's going to work to your advantage. So when you begin to elevate, you know what I'm talking about. Money move number 6. You're going to want to build your credit score. People feel some type of way about this as a money move, but I always say, if you are someone who obviously maybe didn't grow up in a household where a car is just given to you, and you have to sort of build your own credit record in order for you to get a car if it's financed through the bank is going to want to see that you have some form of track record. You're able to pay off other smaller debts before they just give you a car. They're gonna want to see that, no, this person can be trusted, this person knows how to pay off something, like anything. If you perhaps know yourself enough to know that if you had a clothing account, you'd be tempted to shop every single month, so maybe getting like a cell phone is a great contract to have. Obviously that's something that you're utilizing on a daily basis, so whether it's like for 12 months or 24 months, that's just a great way for you to begin to build that credit record, because by the time you're ready to get your first car, the bank knows that this person can be trusted because, you know, that mobile company trusts them, so we can trust them as well. But be very careful. It's very easy to go over the top, especially if you are getting credit for things that are just fun, like for fashion. If you're getting, you know, credit like with a clothing store, I mean, there's clothes, so you're just gonna keep going back. So be very careful. If you know that you're someone that loves shopping, then I would not advise the clothing store option, even though that's how I started. But I knew that I do like shopping. I mean, I do like shopping, but I don't go over the top. I am very self-disciplined when it comes to my spending habits. I was probably like 21, 22. I just started working full-time, and a few months later I got a clothing store account with a store that has clothing and home. So I knew that, okay, I was going to move into my first apartment, so I wanted the option of being able to get some furniture items on that particular credit, because I knew those are things that I was going to buy anyways, instead of, you know, just buying clothing that maybe I didn't even need. So given that I was obviously going to need furniture like a couch, so I wanted a particular account that would allow me to get those bigger items that I would have been saving for anyway. Money move number 7. Work multiple jobs if you can. I know in one of the previous tips I said elevate, and I know you probably thought, okay, phew, I'm done with those odd jobs, now I can just focus on one thing. Yeah, focus on one thing, but what you're gonna want to know is that in your 20s you have more energy than you ever have in life. You basically almost at your prime, like your energy levels are just over the top. You know, you can sleep like for 3 hours and you'd be fine to go tomorrow, like, you know that, right? So instead of using that time to just binge a whole lot of shows and series and movies, use that time to earn money. Use that time, pick up another job if you can, you know, work evenings and work daytime and study as well. Do a whole lot of things. Your 20s are the time where you get to explore and experience, but make sure that it's making you money, or at least it's earning you some form of income, or at least it's giving you some form of experience. Something, there has to be something that you're taking away from your time, not just sitting and binging. There's absolutely nothing wrong with binging. I binge from time to time, but it is not what I do with 80% of my time. Seasonal jobs are a great way for you to earn extra money, a great way for you to gain experience in areas that you might have not had access to. It's also a great way just to increase your earning potential and to be associated with the right organizations. That really goes a long way. So don't take for granted the time that you have in your 20s. Money move number 8, setting up an emergency fund. An emergency could be your car getting a puncture. Let's say you need new wheels, and that's gonna cost you like 4K to replace all of your wheels. Where does it come from? A lot of people tend to either tap into, you know, getting credit to be able to afford those things that just happen in life that you didn't plan for. And because life happens, and you can't always plan for everything, if you have an emergency fund, it means that when the unexpected things in life come at you, you're sort of like ready, or you have a pocket to sort of dip into to help you or to rescue you in that particular situation. Money move number 9, invest in yourself. You want to have a car one day, you're gonna have to do your license, you're gonna have to do your learners. So start somewhere in that particular journey. Don't wait till you can afford a car to do your license and do your learners. So that is something that you can work towards saving for within a period of a whole year. If you wanted to save very minimally, but you knew that was a goal that you wanted to work towards. So get your learners as soon as you can, and then begin to save for your license. And then your car, and then, other things, right? Like a first apartment and so on and so forth. Last but not least, money move number 10. You're gonna wanna have an open mind. I know that does not sound like a money move, but it actually is. It's actually the ultimate money move, because if you're not open-minded, you're not going to be open to learning. And because they don't teach us that in school, you need to teach yourself that. So you need to invest in yourself. The device in your hand right now, if you're watching this from a cell phone, is very powerful. You have access to the internet, which obviously is the search engine, meaning you can search anything. You're watching this on YouTube, which is also a search engine. It's owned by Google, meaning even on YouTube, if you learn better visually, then YouTube might be the platform for you, where you can watch different content about anything under the sun. And I promise you'll find a video and you can learn and you can grow. But that's why you need that growth mindset. But you got to be open-minded. It all starts here. Literally, mindset is everything. If this video is up your alley, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It just lets me know what sort of content you'd like to see more from me. If you just happened to bump onto this video and you're like, who is this girl? She didn't even introduce herself in the beginning, which I just realized now. My name is Lesedi. Sorry for being rude. My name is Lesedi. I talk about social media marketing and management, as well as entrepreneurship, my entrepreneurship journey, as well as personal development. So this is one of the videos under my personal development series. If you'd like to binge the content, go ahead. I will link that for you so that it's easier to find. And if you're not subscribed and you did enjoy this video, I've got a feeling you'll like my other videos as well. So don't forget to subscribe. Till next time. Bye.